Welcome to the channel. This is the Brawl Commander Series, number 25 of 36, Kaya the Inexorable. I'm Glaff. Let's get going. Kaya is a 5 to cast, legendary planeswalker. +1, she makes a counter on a creature that whenever it dies or even goes into exile, you return it to your hand and make a 1/1 white token. You can -3 to exile target non-land permanent, so exile just about anything you'd like. Or -7 at the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a legendary spell from your hand, graveyard, or from cards you own in exile without paying its mana cost. Pretty good. So a lot of the time I see this drop on turn 4 or 5, and then a couple turns later, I'm using the -7, even though it kills her, and then bringing her back the next turn to exile or start putting ghost form counters on things. Pretty amazing commander here. Really good so far. Very little trouble winning games. We get to the point where we can put Kaya down by destroying everything on the board over and over again. Shatter the Sky, Doomskar, Elspeth, Blood on the Snow, Ugin, all the things. We also want a fair amount of legendary spells to be able to return. I think a couple more would be good. I had stuff like Daxos, but he just isn't very good. We don't have much stuff that boost up his health. Generally, it seems like he might be okay because we need things to block for us, but couldn't get him to work. So I'm still looking for a couple more things. I think maybe by the time you see this, I'll have changed the deck just a little bit more. I don't feel the need yet because these have won me almost every game I've played with the deck, so it hasn't been a problem at all. I always have something to return. If nothing else, you're just returning Kaya over and over again, using her exile or letting her die or whatever it is. We can Ugin and wipe repeatedly. We can force them to sacrifice a bunch of creatures. I mean, any of these is pretty good to put back on the board. Sigrid just ends up turning into a chump blocker most of the time, but other than that. So let me get into the game and show you how it works. Okay, let's see if we can actually get a game that's worth posting. The last two, the people just either quit or got mana screwed. So let's see if we can find a challenge. Okay, Orvar, here we go. I don't know if we want to kill their ramp. Do you even worry about it? Just gonna both play land for a little while, and we'll kill the Yorvo and remove 3 counters from it. Guess we don't want to do that. I suppose taking a turn to just... Okay, that's a little bit better. Now do we let them beef it up a little bit? Put out another land? I don't think so. I think we just kill it. Kill it again. So kill it this turn, put down Kaya, then kill it again. So maybe putting the giant killer out would have been nice. Oh, after. Yeah. No, it wouldn't have mattered. Okay. So this is 3 to cast. This is going to be a counter-heavy deck, so Heartless Act hardly matters. Could start with this so that we have something open. Put down the Giant Killer and Bloodchief's Thirst. I think we'll just go like this, though. Odd, 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 even. Okay, they don't do that. Search of Greatness. I think I would probably just attack in if I were them, but yeah. Not quite ready to block yet. I do have a chump blocker easy next turn. Ooh, Feed the Swarm is nice too. Start putting those ghost form counters on. Just in case we want, let's skip the 1 damage. We might end up wanting to tap something down rather than Feed the Swarm on Orion or in Refru Ooze. Can not Feed the Swarm. Can't do that, obviously. Okay. Now this will have 3 counters on it. Let's go ahead and let that resolve. Tempting to just kill the Gemrazor with it. I think that this is okay. We get that extra card, get our chump blocker for next turn. Get a Doomskar. Get to return Giant Killer to the hand, which was always the plan. Destroy all creatures. And didn't attack with the 1/1. So excited to kill everything and put the Giant Killer back in hand. Jump the gun just a little bit. Surprised they didn't scoop there. Probably when we exile Kaya, or not exile, but destroy Kaya with her own ultimate ability. No, I can't Giant Killer that. Come on. Better. How about now? Sorry, Caveman. I'm really going at you hard. I want you to scoop. Decline. We want her in the graveyard. Thinning that library down to nothing. Let's just take it now. And first attack of the game. Okay. We don't need her to have any we don't need to plus her up at all intentionally, and we're not going to wipe the board yet, so I mean, why not? Put a ghost form probably next turn on Solemn Simulacrum and then use her again to destroy something. Oh. Not bad. Usually I would have found something else by now to be able to use in the situation, so generally not at this point. Well, suppose we'll feed the swarm on that. And we definitely want Giant Killer to have its token. I'm just kind of into the card draw to get to my next legendary. They're probably going to get up to that if we don't remove it. 9, they can Yorvo again. Or just hard cast Great Henge. Wow. Pretty cool. Maybe we'll get rid of that. Also pretty cool that we can exile our stuff and be able to still, if it's a legendary, still grab it back with the ability. Well, let's not let him draw any extra cards. He'll just get 1. So let's take action this time. So much extra land. We just want to get her back out using her ability. Get that ghost form on the Giant Killer. And then next 2 turns we'll exile things. Let's see what we draw first. Egon, that's cool. Kind of want Egon to die. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Love to have a ghost counter on that, but I think we need to just keep Yorvo off the board. And Egon can die every turn if it wants to, that's fine. A lot of the time it's just a blocker. Gets to stay out for a couple turns though. Might just get rid of that replicating ring. Then again. Sorry, Yorvo. Now we don't need to get rid of the replicating ring. We could have just done it, but we don't have anything in the yard right now, and there's nothing we really need to do with her, so could put a counter on Foulmire Knight. There you go. There's your tokens. I don't think they have an X spell in there. Could have one of those Hydras or something. Oh, nice. Infinite mana. Nothing to do with it. And so it's still plenty of nice just to keep Kaya going by herself. Thrix. I haven't played this matchup before. Kaya versus Thrix. Okay, let's try that. I would have liked to see one piece of ramp and a small creature. We we definitely want to put Ghost Counter on something before we Village Rites it. So this is not as early of a card, even if we had the creature, as it might seem like it would be. But we can always Heartless Act any early threat. Wander's Enclave. Village Rites on Rankle? Really? I don't know. He is a legendary, so Kaya gets him back. Wish we could discard the Ugin. It's going to be a while before we can get him out. I don't think it's worth trying to mana screw ourselves, though, for it. Okay. Still have 2 mana open. Yeah, we can give them Rankle if they want to Essence Scatter. Or do something with it next turn. Don't know if we want to draw a card, though. Maybe it's just an attack? Just an attack. Force a discard. Got plenty of cards in hand, though. I've never just attacked with Rankle before, I think. Worries me a little bit to drop Kaya next turn. That's why I wasn't too worried, pushing too hard to get the Sinkhole out early. Okay. Guess I'll be worried. Wish ECD was a legendary spell. I'll just cast it right now and start it off on its wonderful journey. Okay. Here you go. We've got Sinkhole, so we're only 1 more land away from casting her again. Oh, I already put the land down. That's right. Drew that Plains this turn. I think we take the chance here. Definitely need to draw into our next land. Don't like giving them 1, but Doomskar probably doesn't do much against Thrix. Could Village Rites Rankle. Yeah, I don't know Thrix. I don't know the Thrix deck very well. I've only played against it a few times. That's starting to look pretty good. But if we can't stick a Kaya, the deck really does stall pretty bad. We might end up trying to cast Ugin before Kaya again. So we're probably going to have to Village Rites before this turn happens. Doomskar that away. Could ECD, Village Rites, bring back Rankle with ECD, let Kaya die. to a counter 4, 5, 6. If we can cast her next turn, is that good? And then ECD before. Okay. This feels like a waste of a good Doomskar. Definitely have the land. Have the Shatter. Tap doesn't matter now. Could put her out and let her die, bring her back with ECD, but then if ECD doesn't resolve, we're just kind of dead in the water. Bound in gold after. No, that doesn't work. Give him a card. Don't really want to take 8, so I suppose there's no real option here. And they probably have a counter up next turn. We'll test it with ECD though. Might really be sad we don't have this later. Is that worth a Heartless Act? Could just undo inversion. 7. I think if I draw a land, that's the play. Oh, right. Suppose just waiting it out maybe would have been the play. Don't really need to. I wanted to test him with something, and I didn't really. I mean, they don't have anything except the Sky Scanner. That still draws them a card, though. Think that that's a misplay. Just really felt like a counter was going to hit our Kaya if we tried that again. I think undo inversion isn't bad. That Tormod's Crypt is really going to mess with us. Not that they can't just put it up, immediately sacrifice it, and the egg. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have played the Tome. That gets Kaya back if we mess up somehow. Get her in the graveyard, so maybe keeping it's okay. Tough. So we put her up to 9. Not really liking the choices here. I suppose just a staring match is better than a mistake. Threaten him with a bunch of angels. Don't think it hurts us to do it on their turn. just recast. Let's see. Should not have given them that ECD. Really changes the game quite a bit, doesn't it? Only for a couple turns, though, right? I think this will be okay. They're going to get to play their Thrix, and then what? We still have multiple ways to deal with. We almost definitely lose Rankle. We don't want anything else to go to the graveyard until we can take care of the Tormod's Crypt. Okay, you get your Thrix and you get a turn. Let's see what they do with it. They know, we know it's coming, though. Pretty much have to try Undo Inversion. Before Ugin, how many counters do they have? Could attempt Blood on the Snow, and then Undo Inversion. And if Blood on the Snow fails, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't have quite enough for Banishing Light. Could try the Starnheim. That puts them off a turn. If they don't counter that, they probably don't have a counter. 6, 7, 8. So just for 3. Let's attempt Blood on the Snow. If not, we still gain 4 and draw a card. Not ideal. They're going to get way ahead really fast if we can't land one of these. They're feeling pretty safe to fill their board, so that's not a good sign. If we get another land, we could go for all 3 of those. You okay with a Shatter? now it's start to power up Liliana. I mean, theoretically could have Skyclave or Banishing Light on the crypt, but we have a lot less cards in hand. I really don't like putting Reidane in the graveyard because Kaya brings her back, but I think we need the Apparition and the rest of it. Still pressure. Let's try to give them the undo inversion. It seems like they would have countered Scatter, not Scatter, what's it called? Shatter the Sky. If they could. Drawn a couple cards and Scribe. I didn't see if that was top or not. This is a pretty meaningful turn. What do you do here? Use your crypt. No. At least that's out of play now. We're not as worried about playing Ugin out and letting him die. They can Thrix again next turn. But we've got a lot of power here. See, Ugin before Kaya, Kaya before Ugin. Guess it depends on if they play something we need to exile and how much it costs. It looks like a Kaya exile to me, though maybe a Liliana, since they already know we have her. Well, we only have one thing in the graveyard now, that's right. Bounding gold, so 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 5 to cast. Draw a card, okay. Guess we prefer banishing that so that they can't keep. Well, we have enough for a 4 Angel Starnheim now, too. With the crypt gone, our game now finally continues. Maybe a risky play. I doubt that they kill Kaya, though. Another card. Okay. Let's decline. Finally, we want to get this out eventually, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's possible we could have gotten an earlier scoop, but wanted to play it safe. Svella! That's the next deck that I'm going to do. Great. No black. But yes for removal, and yes for searching. I just want to try this. Okay, so this might be a bad idea. I beg you, take the free mulligan. Spell is not the quickest deck, depending on how it's made, of course, but but it's still not going to be the most ideal version of this game that could be played. We need to hit land drops. I suppose we'll just draw a card. That's good. Not perfect, but good. It's pretty good if we draw land here, though. And I guess we'll take the Banish. She starts boosting up mana pretty quick, so just keeping her off the board is generally a good idea. Think we can hit Kaya. It's quite likely. Okay. Aura. What do we think about Aura? Planning a removal. I think I prefer Varragoth here to using Sigrid or Soul Shatter. It's got black. Let's see what happens. Spectervex. I think they said hello earlier, and I was staring at my cards so hard I didn't notice. Okay. Could theoretically Doom Foretold next turn. Sigrid at least takes the counters off. Could creature or planeswalker, so that's an enchantment. That doesn't work. Don't really like Doom Foretold here. Think go a little bit more aggressive. See if they can take their Sigrid back. do we want to search for if we get a chance? So we could theoretically get a land, or we need a land. Yeah, we do. Boast. Okay. Hopefully we get a land and put Kaya down. That would be ideal. And Doom Foretold isn't quite as bad. Yes, we could exile the Aspirant. That's really good in this situation because then Aura can't catch it. He's getting awfully close to having Heliod hit. There it's out. Certainly don't want that to happen, do we? Okay. What's the largest casting cost? Okay, since they're all the same. It's still Heartless Act, one of them. Aura's not out. 6 mana available. Doom Foretold and Heartless Act. We could. I think there's many ways to actually keep Kaya from taking damage next turn, is there? Maybe just a Soul Shatter. Soul Shatter on the attack and a Heartless Act before the token hits maybe what the Prince, whatever he ends up hitting with it. Once you play Aura this turn, certainly don't want Kaya to get to that next turn. So, if nothing else, it keeps them focused on Kaya. While we build up a bigger, better board quicker. Or, I mean, not quicker, but okay. So that still gives us a 1/1 out. So that's fine. Oh no, it doesn't. Wow, they really want to kill Varragoth. Okay, well that's fine. I'm not worried about that at all. Kabir takedown. Now that's not ideal, is it? Okay. Still gets the counter. Weird. That seems like That shouldn't have happened, right? Very odd. Okay. I think we don't hang on to her anymore, right? So we go with that. Decline, since we don't have anything to bring back other than Sigrid. Sigrid's not bad, but that only leaves us with there. So let's Doom Foretold sacrifices itself. So Varragoth. Oh, really? Didn't know that. Leave Soul Shatter up. And we can let go of Varragoth if we need to. Aura comes out. Brings back nothing if we kill Aura, so that's okay. And next turn we get the Doom Foretold engine running. Zareth San. I always wonder if people think that that works differently than it does. It's a lot of removal. Good luck getting a rogue through to attempt to play that out of your hand when it's in your command zone. I like this because it's an exile. Don't think we need undo this game. Should be fine without it. Wall of Runes. That's a nice island. I don't see any water around it. Oh, it's obscured by the fog. Okay. Are you worth doing something about? Let's just wait, get the value out of the Doomskar next turn, probably. Then I bet that they'll be wanting to take advantage of that. Still no rogues. Maybe they're just ignoring the first ability. Or second ability if you're counting Flash. Ooh, very inexpensive creatures now. Okay, they only have 3 cards in hand. Alright, maybe we do wait another turn then. Is it worth it? If I respected my opponent more, I would not do this. I'm not too worried about what happens, though. at this point. We can always Dire Tactics or Heartless Act if we really need to kill something. Wow. Okay. No extremely cheap third attacking creature out. Okay. Got your flying army. I think we get a chance to put the counter on it next turn, so it's not going to hurt to play right now. Seems most likely. He's not going to be attacking in with Xerath Sand. Even if he did, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Get the Doom Foretold engine going quick here. That is a defender through and through. That. Let's just take priority off of this. Doesn't really do us any good. See if they've got some interesting things to do with Lucky Clover. Not at all. Feel bad. I mean, we're just going to wreck them, and they don't even have enough land to really respond. Do you have a counter? Let's see. It's worthwhile putting multiple ghost form counters on a creature. Don't just submit 0. Because then when the creature dies, you still get the multiple ghosts, even though it can return to hand only once, of course. You still want the 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying, and as many of those as you can get. Oh, please draw a land. Good. I'd like to win, but not like this. Just feels so far ahead, it's not even fair. If they somehow destroy us, then try that again. Let's just get this going. I think that, in general, I almost always want to do that. Will I regret this? I don't know. Should have attacked. I just... no, just didn't feel like it. Yeah, that's not a very good card here in this deck, I don't think. This could be just a budget deck with the commander that they wanted to play. Lucky Clover's a good card. Don't get me wrong. If they've got Foulmire Knight, or there's not a lot of good adventure, but plenty of good sorceries, I suppose. Get to use all this. Wow. This is a draw card. There we go. Guess they could have gotten the Fabled Passage. Theoretically, we didn't have so many things standing in their way. Alright, where are the threats? We need a few more threats. Let's get this over with. I mean, sure. Gosh, I don't know. It's kind of painful. We get a lot more scoops than actual wins because it's just a lockdown. The opponent, we'll kill him with the spirits eventually. We'll kill him with all sorts of different things later in the deck, but we're more interested in just locking them completely down, and it happens regularly and pretty easily. Okay, Magda, hopefully you'll be more of a challenge. Maybe we can see a deck that really just destroys what we're trying to do here. That's pretty lucky. Okay. Making dwarves. I gotcha. We'll let him make that next token there. I'm not quite ready to Doomskar or Shatter. I think we'll end up shattering and then Skyclave Apparition on the Maskwood Nexus. That's going to be a pain long term. Make sure that they can only have about one token out. And we don't want them to attack with Magda this turn, so we'll Heartless Act. They'll probably replay Magda, and then let's see though. Oh, it's 4. So they have to use their treasure. So that's good. No. What are you waiting for? 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's what we want. Ha Oh my god. That's hilarious. Not ideal for us, but still pretty hilarious. And we'll just Kaya the Magda. Another swamp. Suppose we could Bound in Gold. It's not too bad of a play. Oh, great. That's wonderful. What I don't like about Bound in Gold on a Magda is that she still gets most of her good abilities there. They will never get to get their big dragon out and have the big attack that they want. Eventually we'll Shatter the Sky, but for now we'll just hit whatever they put down with Kaya most likely. Couldn't they have copied that triggered ability? Have enough to recast her. Both the form engines can be pretty gross. Four more, so 6. Takes a whole turn. Might be worth shattering. Okay, well, I'm not going to get to shatter. I have to exile a token. Keep him from getting up to 4. To 2. Don't think Reidane does much good as a shield this game. Pretty good at blocking tiny creatures, though. Let's see. I did not expect it to go this way with the planes. Be real nice to Skyclave that. Don't want to give them back Magda. Do kind of want to take a look in their hand. How funny. If we give them back Magda, they get to go up to 4 treasures, and Gadrak comes back, or on the attack, sack 5. I think we just sit. Do we have to sacrifice? Can we submit 0 on that? That might be worth doing. Could I have 1 more planes, please? Okay. You're there. That's pretty good. Who wants to kill the Liberator? I don't know why you're holding priority. There's not much you can do here. Suppose Gadrak makes some treasures if I let a couple of things die. One way or another. I'm not going to make it out of this game without getting one of the other planes in the deck. Gadrak is already enabled. We make 2 tokens if we block here. He blocks Rankle, so we can't force them to sacrifice, and if we did, they'd just take Magda. For now, I think we just take it. Okay. Now it forces. That's not what I wanted. Alright, well, this is what happens when you only draw 1 planes and you destroy all of your own other mana producers. Give them some treasure. They're going to get their combos off after all. Suppose we'll take the 7 rather than the 6 so they don't get even another treasure, but they do get the other treasure. So they're going to have 5 pretty easy if they put Magda back down next turn, be able to double strike and win. Alright, our only hope is to draw the right card. It is the most likely draw of the game, so let's hope. And hello, Extinction Event. Not bad. Odd, even. Sure, let's take a Storm's Wrath. I don't think either of those really do anything rather than Storm's Wrath himself. Even, odd, even. Pretty good spread, unfortunately. keep this. They still have those 3. Whatever we do here, it's not going to end up well. Suppose we keep Rankle, though. They keep their dwarves, they get to double strike. They win doing 8 damage. What a lonely little plains. Okay, let's see if they know their deck. Give them one last chance to mess up. Oh, that's pretty good too. 4/8. Okay, back for the wrap-up on Kaya. I think we won everything except for that last game where it was just too funny to blow everything up on a Tybalt's Trickery. I couldn't help it. If we wouldn't have done that, I think we would have won pretty easily. But anyway, it was great. Got to have those content plays. So I really like it. I think that there are a few different versions, a few different ways this can play out. The Angel one is pretty fun. I like this kind of value version. The one thing I would say is let's get a few more legendaries in it. I do have a few ideas. I will try to post this deck with just a couple more legendaries. We can leave out probably 2 targeted destruction spells. We'll see. I'll see how it works out. I'll play it a little bit more and fit in a couple more legendaries somewhere. But lots of value, great fun. Hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Kaya the Inexorable. Hard not to have fun with this, so good luck on getting your land drops. Alright, see you next time.